Assalamualaikum. My name is SYAHIR bin Jamal. Today, I would like to present our BMI calculation by using pseudocode, algorithm, and flowchart, as well Python coding. Many people do not know their body mass index or BMI and health category because manual calculation can be difficult and time-consuming. There is a need for a simple system that can automatically calculate BMI based on a user's weight and height, and then classify the result into categories such as underweight, healthy, overweight, or obese. The program in the file is designed to solve this problem by allowing users to enter multiple records, calculate BMI automatically, and display the corresponding health status for each use. Now we move to system analysis. The system requires several inputs from the user, such as number of records, name, age, weight, and height. These inputs are necessary to calculate BMI and identify the user. Now we move to process analysis. The system processes the data using a loop structure to handle multiple records, BMI calculation formula, which is BMI equal to mass over height over 100 squared. Conditional statements to determine the BMI category. If BMI less than 18.5 is underweight, 18.5 until 24.9 is healthy, 25 until 29.9 is overweight, and if BMI is more than 13 is obese. The process repeats until all records are completed. Now we move to output analysis. Now we move to output analysis. The system produces the following outputs, such as BMI value, user information such as name and age, and BMI health status. This helps users understand their body condition and health category clearly. And then we go to programming concept use. The program applies several basic programming concepts, such as input and output statements, looping using for loop, mathematical calculations, conditional statements, which is if else, and variables for storing user data and BMI results. These concepts make the system efficient and easy to use. For the pseudocode section, the program starts by asking the user to input the number of records. This allows the system to process multiple users using a loop structure. Inside the loop, the system displays the record number and asks the user to enter personal information such as name, age, weight, and height. Next, the system calculates the BMI using the formula, which is BMI equal to mass over height over 100 squared. After calculating the BMI, the program displays the BMI value together with user's information. The pseudocode also uses if-else statements to determine the BMI category. If the BMI is below 18.5, the user is specified as underweight. If the BMI is between 18.5 and 24.9, the status is healthy. If the BMI is between 25 and 29.9, the status is overweight. And if it is 30 or above, the status is obese. Finally, the system displays the user's BMI status and repeats the process until all records are completed. Now, I will explain the algorithm of the system. The algorithm shows the step-by-step process of how the program works. First, the program starts. Then the user enters the number of records to be processed. After that, the system repeats the process based on the number of records entered. For each record, the system collects user details including name, age, weight, and height. The program then calculates the BMI using the BMI formula. Once the BMI is calculated, the system checks the BMI range to determine the correct category, whether underweight, healthy, overweight, or obese. The result and status are displayed to the user, and the process continues until all records are completed. Finally, the program ends. The flowchart is a graphical representation of the program process. It helps users understand the program flow more clearly. The flowchart begins with the start symbol. Then, the user inputs the number of records. After that, the process moves into a loop where the user enters their details such as name, age, weight, and height. The system then performs the BMI calculation and displays the BMI result. After that, a decision symbol is used to check the BMI category based on the specified conditions. Depending on the BMI value, the program assigns the correct status and displays it to the user. The flowchart then checks whether there are more records to process. If yes, the loop continues. If no, the program ends. Now we move to the coding using Python programming language. In this section, the program first asks the user to enter the number of records. This means the program can process multiple users based on the number entered. Next, the program uses a for loop. The loop repeats according to the number of records entered by the user. For every repetition, the system will request user information such as name, age, weight, and height. The program collects the input data using the input bracket function. The integer and float functions are used to convert the data into numeric values for calculation. After receiving the input, the system calculates BMI using this formula. The height is divided by 100 to convert centimeters into meters before calculation. Now we move to output section. The calculated BMI value is then displayed to the user. The column point 2F is used to display the BMI value into two decimal places. The program then uses if, elif, and else statements to determine the BMI category. As shown below, this allows the system to classify the user's health condition automatically. At the end of each record, the program displays BMI value, user age, appreciation message, and BMI status. This makes the program user-friendly and informative. In conclusion, this BMI calculator program successfully demonstrates the use of input and output, loops, mathematical operations, and conditional statements in Python. This project is useful for learning basic programming and can also help users monitor their health condition through BMI calculation. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching this video and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.